Coming up on This Week in Plymouth, Plymouth Elementary approves new projects for the summer, updates to the downtown drainage project, and a joint planning and zoning board meeting. All that and more coming up on This Week in Plymouth. Hello and welcome to another edition of This Week in Plymouth. I'm your host, Dan Salzer. Kicking off this week, the Plymouth Elementary School Board met this past Monday evening, and the meeting began with an announcement of the new teacher assignments for the 23-24 school year.
In front of you, a document that lists next year's teaching assignments. That has gone out to the staff, and I thought that I would just publicly relay that information to the community. So in preschool, our classroom teacher in preschool will be Stacy Therian next year. In kindergarten, we will have Robin Morse, Courtney Wayland, who will be on maternity leave for the fall, and then Kim King. In first grade next year, we will have 3 first grade teachers, Angela Como, Jacqueline Reed, and Kristen Kilda. Then in second grade, we are expecting 36 students. There'll be 2 homerooms, Michelle Apriliano and Leanne Stokey. In third grade, we expect right now about 32 students. It will be Sarah Carlson and Rob Cushing in third grade. In fourth grade, we are expecting 46 students. That will be Jess Dixon, Jill Perkins, and Christine Sterner. In fifth grade, there will be about 49 students, and that will be Kate Smars, Sarah Sanborn, and Scott Southworth. Then in sixth grade, there are going to be 31 students, and it will be Katie Chamberlain, Nancy Stock, and Alyssa Greenler will be 60% time, 3 days a week. In seventh grade, as the board knows, we hired our new seventh grade ELA teacher at the last board meeting, so that will be Sydney Strang, Mark McGlone, and Jen Weatherby in seventh grade. And then in eighth grade, we expect 50 students. It will be Kevin Greenler, Andy McDonald, and Paula Tanner. In special education, the preschool special ed position will now be Liz Rybeck. So she's moved from fifth grade to preschool special education. Ann Murphy's staying in K to 2. Erica LeBrun is staying in 3 to 5. Jillian Rayfuse is moving to the 6 to 8 special ed case manager position. She was one of our case managers for our behavior program. Then we have case manager for K-8, who's doing a variety of things. That's Taylor Jenkins. She had been the 6 to 8 case manager. Megan Babbitt is going to continue to do behavioral support and 504s, and Lori Cleary will be the special ed coordinator. Barbara Pope will continue as our school psychologist. Sarah Thompson will continue as our reading and writing specialist. We have an open position as a reading teacher under Sarah, so that position has been posted and we're working to fill that position as soon as possible. And then Mitch Warmbian is our new speech and language pathologist. He is coming to us from Ohio. The board, we nominated him in January, I believe. He comes with about 10 years of experience in speech and language as a speech and language pathologist, and it's moving to be closer to his family. Kat Labrie will continue as our preschool speech and language pathologist. All of our unified arts teachers are the same as currently. Brian Sheehan will continue as our school counselor, and Elise Gomes will continue as our ESOL teacher.
During her report, Principal Tonya Orlando took a moment to address the board regarding the threat the school received last month. She discussed what her and her response team, along with the police department, thinks went well and what needs to be improved in case something were to happen again.
So we met a month ago, and the very next day something very important happened at Plymouth Elementary School, and I wanted to, really start the meeting by talking about the response to the threat that occurred at PES. So, as you are aware, on Tuesday, April 4th, a parent made a report to me that a student had made a verbal threat to shoot people in the school. I immediately notified our school resource officer, the SAU office, the police chief, and our building response team. And by immediately, I truly do mean immediately, within 30 seconds. Okay, so the student was removed from the classroom within definitely under 5 minutes. I would say about probably 3 minutes was removed from the classroom. An investigation began in collaboration with the police department and our response team. And we involved some mental health agencies and DCYF and the police department. Parents who were involved in the investigation were also notified immediately. So if they had a student who was involved in any shape or form, those parents were notified immediately upon the interview with the students involved. It was determined that the student did not have a plan, did not have a weapon, and did not have a list or any online or digital activities in any way, shape, or form that were of a concern. By the end of the school day, we felt that the threat was transient and relatively resolved. We felt that the investigation had been very thorough. Disciplinary policy was followed as necessary, and that's confidential, as you all know. We sent home a school messenger notification Thursday evening after some more investigation on Wednesday, and realizing we really did need to communicate more with the community. We learned through this process that the message was too vague, our initial message to the community, and it left our community unsure and worried. Over the weekend, Sunday, we sent out a subsequent message with more details included in that message to try to be as transparent as we could through this process. As parents had questions, whether it be the entire week and Tuesday through the following Tuesday, Mrs. Carey and myself responded. We answered questions. We called parents who emailed us. We responded to phone calls. We tried very hard to make sure that no one went without a response from one of the two of us. As part of our follow-up process, we held a debriefing conversation with the police department and our response team. From that process, which included us looking at our threat assessment guide, which is a process we use to guide this entire process, we determined that our immediate response was appropriate and we were able to keep students and staff safe. The investigation and follow-up was extremely thorough, we determined. We acted to get the student who made the threats help and resources immediately, because that was also that's a part of our job. We learned, though, that we need more immediate communication that's as specific as possible, even if we don't have all the answers. And we learned that future communication needs to be collaborative with the SAU office, the police department, and our building response team. I think it's important that we always reflect on big events and think about what did we do well and what do we need to get better at. Unfortunately, in today's climate and world, we may need to do this again or something similar to this, and think about how we can do this as safely and openly as we possibly can. So I have a longer principals report. I do want to pause here and just say to the board, I think it was a pretty big deal for Mrs. Carey and myself. I mean, it was, wow, here we go. And I cannot thank the police department enough for their collaboration with us. They were phenomenal. They really helped us out through the process. They were communicative through evening phone calls, early morning text messages, how do we follow up on this, and also the SAU, in particular Dana Andrews, who really guided us through the entire process and worked with us. And I want to thank Kyla as well, so thank you very much.
The board also discussed some projects to be done over the summer due to their excess funds. Several projects were approved totaling $162,800. The board also approved $20,000 to be used for the redesigning of the middle school bathrooms to be more individual bathrooms, resembling what the high school has done for more privacy.
We've had a lot of projects that were completed by the ESSER funds from COVID. So now we're kind of starting to look at the end of year balance and some of the savings you had, because in next year's operating budget, you did not put any of the projects in, hoping that we would have some savings in trying to help the impact on the taxpayers as well. So you are in really good shape right now as far as this. Dan will be coming next month to kind of help you close out the year. But in the meantime, you've had a significant amount of unanticipated revenue, over $100,000. From pieces like tuition, retirement. There was money that came back. Actually, I think it was over $80,000 in retirement. Some special ed funds that you didn't need to use. So you do have a comfortable amount, even with giving some back, probably around $350,000 total. Now, we have some projects to propose for you tonight, not that much at this point. I want you to think about some other projects that we've brainstormed a little bit over the years that maybe you might want to move forward with, maybe you don't want to. But we do have some other projects and maintenance that you can do right now in this summer and really knock off a lot of your CIP, capital improvement plan projects.
So in section A, starting at number 3, are some other things that we need to spend some money on. As you may be aware, our entry concrete has risen, and our doors, in order for them to open, it's a little bit tricky in a number of places. So we would like to propose that we work on some drainage issues that we have. We have some major puddles. If you spend any time in this building, they're like literally lakes around the building. So that would be, the entry concrete would be about $30,000, and then the culvert issues would be about $18,000. Equally as important is the septic pipes in the building. All year long, we've been having issues with our septic pipes. We lined the first 90 feet in February. That money's already been spent. We lined the second 90 feet this past week during vacation week. We need to ask you for an additional $35,000 to send the camera down the next line and repair the flooring in the 2 areas where we've already relined the pipes. That takes us through item 4 on the list. Item 5 on the list is new scoreboards for our gymnasium. Estimated cost for 2 new scoreboards of $40,000. Number 6 on the list is the gymnasium getting painted this summer, which we got a quote last week for $20,000. That would be painting it all pretty much a neutral color, except for some navy blue and red, which are the school colors. Classroom area rugs for the kindergarten through 4th grade classrooms. We have a PO ready to go for those new classroom rugs. They're all predate COVID. Lights for the school sign out front. And then steamer. We do not have a functional steamer in our cafeteria for keeping our food warm, so we would like to have a new steamer. Tree pruning is on the list for $2,800, and then a new pump jack or pallet jack for $1,000. And the subtotal for that amount of work is $162,800.
I'll make a motion to approve that amount, $162,800.
I'll second that. All in favor of approving those projects for $162,800?
Aye.
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 The other piece is to talk about the bathroom remodel. It's just it's something that many schools are shifting to, but it's totally up to you as far as what you want to do with that. It offers more privacy. Basically, what we did at the high school is we revamped to almost all single stalls based on a number of things. Behavior was huge. To deter some of the vaping in the groups of, there was 10 kids going in and out of the bathroom. So, I mean, now we have cameras outside the bathrooms. You can see the kid go in and come out.
I'll make a motion to approve the $20,000 for the bathroom design.
I'll second that one.
Thank you.
All right.
Now we can vote on it.
All right. All in favor of the $20,000 for the design of the middle school bathrooms?
Aye.
Aye.
The following night, the Pemmy Baker Regional School Board met in the Bobcat Cafe at the high school. The meeting was relatively quick with some committee reports and a principal report. Mr. Parsons made a request to the board that the last teacher day be moved from June 21st to June 19th due to construction that will be starting soon afterwards, which was approved by the board. On Thursday, May 4th, the Planning Board hosted a special joint meeting with the Zoning Board of Adjustment and Judy Barrett from the Barrett Planning Group to discuss a variety of different topics, including the housing study. It was a very productive meeting with both boards bringing up interesting discussion points. After the zoning board left, the planning board continued into their regular meeting, where they hosted a public hearing for the site plan review regulation amendments.
New business, public hearing, site plan review regulation amendments. A public hearing on amendments to update the language in the site plan review regulations. These would be relatively minor changes to the language of the more substantial revisions adopted in September of 2022. The full text of the proposed changes can be viewed in Town Hall or online at plymouth.newhampshire.org, or for our board members in our packet sent out this week. These were the changes that were recommended after consultation with our lawyer, and so are mostly minor language changes to clarify minor issues with the language.
Problem is, you're having a person who is interested in complying with the wishes of the planning board for mitigating something that is the cause and effect of their development. Unfortunately, it's on someone else's property. And we've lost out on several projects because the process, I feel, is incomplete. From the description of the mitigation that's requested off-site.
Your comments regarding our site plan regulations, review regulations in general, and things that might be future amendments, or are you referring to the specific amendments that we're trying to approve here tonight?
I would say in general, because of the history of our site plan review regulation process. When a proponent comes in for a site plan review and there's an issue of infrastructure that would cause the board to ask for, would they be interested in helping out with issues off-site, such as a sidewalk system, as part of their site plan review. The thing that I have seen is that the proponents have been interested with the issue involved, but the actual capability of legally getting the project of the off-site process completed legally falls through. It just fades away.
We can address serious off-site impacts to traffic in the area that might have to be mitigated somehow, and those we can hold developers to.
I'll move we accept the site plan review regulations as proposed, as drafted.
Second.
Are we accepting or approving?
Approving? Or?
Approving.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Reminder that all meetings are available to watch on demand on our YouTube channel by searching for Pemmy Baker TV, or you can catch them at select times throughout the week on channel 1301. And now for the last time until the fall, it's the weekend weather outlook with the PSU Meteorology Department.
So for your next 3-day outlook, it's going to be much better than what we saw this past week. Saturday and Sunday are going to be nice and sunny. Except for Sunday, we're going to be seeing some more clouds rolling in, but temperatures are going to be staying in the upper 60s, possibly breaking into the 70s. While finally Monday, those clouds will break away from Sunday's day, and Monday will be nice and sunny with some beautiful warm temperatures in the upper 60s. And then for the remainder of your week, no rain for this week this time. It's going to be sunny all across the board, while Tuesday and Wednesdays are going to be feeling a little bit cooler down in the low to mid 60s. It's going to be warming up towards the end of your week on your Thursday and Friday, with temperatures reaching into the 70s and some beautiful sunshine for everyone to enjoy as the students of Plymouth State University welcome their summer vacation as we head to the end of the week with some beautiful sunshine to enjoy. I'm your student meteorologist, Sean Kennedy, here with Plymouth State PM weather. Have a good weekend, everyone. And to all of the Plymouth State University students, good luck on your final exams and have a wonderful summer.
Time now for this week's announcements. Town Manager Scott Whedon gave a report this past Monday, May 1st, via the town website. In the report, Whedon talked about the core values of the town, what they mean, and also reflected back at the town meeting this past March. The full report is available to read on the town website at www.plymouth-nh.org. Also posted on the town website was information about the New Hampshire Low and Moderate Income Homeowners Property Tax Relief Program. This program rebates all or portions of the state education property tax shown on your bill. For more information about eligibility and where to apply, please again visit the town website or go to revenue.nh.gov. Deadline to apply is June 30th. Construction picks up on the downtown drainage project. In an effort to keep the community informed on the work schedule, road closures, and more, please either visit the town website, the town Facebook page, or join the new town newsletter that is distributed every Friday afternoon. To sign up, please visit the town website. The Recreation Department, in partnership with CG Studios, revealed their new logo and branding this past week. It was announced via Facebook with a message saying, quote, "We are excited to launch our new brand. Our new look captures the geography and vibes of our wonderful home. We promote play and create connections in Plymouth, New Hampshire." End quote. All 28 programs have been announced for the 28 Ways to Recreate program for the Recreation Department. You can find a full list of activities on the Rec Department website. Be sure to sign up quickly though. A lot of spots are going fast and some activities have already been filled. Also for the Recreation Department, they announced a program called Plymouth Recreation Kid Care Course. The program is designed to teach kids essential first aid knowledge and other skills for those who may be involved in babysitting or pet sitting this summer. The program is open to students from the grades 5 through 8. If you are interested, please email the contact on your screen to get more information, and be sure to act quickly as there are limited spots available. A reminder that the town clerk office will be closed on Friday, May 12th for training. There are multiple job openings in the town. The town is looking for candidates for the following positions: library director, assistant clerk, and both full and part-time recycling center operators. For the full job postings, please visit the town website. Taking a look at sports, congratulations to Plymouth State men's lacrosse as they capped off a historic season after falling to second-seeded UMass Boston on the road in the Little East Conference semifinals on Thursday afternoon. The team finished the season with a 14-4 record, the best all-time in program history. Also for Plymouth State, women's lacrosse is back in the Little East Conference championship game for the 9th time in a row. The second-seeded Panthers edged out third-seeded Southern Maine on Thursday night at home, 11-8. PSU will travel to top-seeded Western Connecticut State University in a rematch of last year's championship this Saturday. Looking at the upcoming Bobcat broadcast schedule, softball will be up against Kingswood on Wednesday, May 10th at 4 p.m. Boys lacrosse will take on Campbell on Friday, May 12th at 4, and baseball will take on Kingswood on Saturday, May 13th at 11 a.m. There will also be a ceremony held for the late Tom Underwood that same day before the start of the game to recognize his contributions to the team and the school over his career. That will end this week's episode. For our executive producer, Jonathan Picard, I'm Dan Salzer. Be sure to check the town website regularly to stay up to date on the downtown drainage projects. And we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on This Week in Plymouth.